Welcome back. It's Sunday afternoon, the day after my last video, when I was prepping that frame for the little shelter I'm making to improve the shelter. So I've got the new thing to wrap with me, so hopefully that works. And yeah, I'm just going to chill out for a few hours. I'm going to do that project, and I'm going to maybe try and build up the walls a little bit around camp, just try and block some of the wind out. So I'm going to try and stay here in the next couple of weeks. I'm also going to do a review of this ballistic jumper that I've got, which is really good, by Ridgeline, and your new cap, which is nice as well. So it's a lovely afternoon, as you can hear. Plenty of birds around doing their thing. So yeah, just got the small day sack, so no chair or anything like that, and a simple tea of noodles potentially, and I've got some beans and sausages and some bread to make some toast. I have brought my little mini fire pit with me, so the Winterwell one, the folding one, so I'm gonna get that out, I think, and cook up some food. I'm going to finally try as well my hanger for the titanium cup that I made. I'm going to use that today as well over the fire, hopefully. So I'll crack on and get to the spot, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've just arrived at camp. Everything's sweet, everything's sound. So this is the other wrap I've got. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. So what I'm going to do is quickly chop off the excess bits here and down there, and then at the bottom potentially as well, and then I'm gonna start wrapping. So tools for today, I've got my Silky pocket boy, the Brissa Necker 70 in the leather sheath. I have managed to form this a little bit better, the sheath, so it is kept in a little bit more, so but I might do it again just to kind of make sure it's fully in. And obviously I've just got my pocket stuff with me, so get these cut and then I want to start wrapping. So some of these are quite rotten, so I've got to be careful to a certain extent so I don't break them. If I do, I'm going to have to replace this bottom bar. So I've cut those off. I'm going to leave these ones at the top here, so I've got something to tie it to the inside of my shelter. So last couple. I do love this Silky saw, it's absolutely brilliant bit of kit. So sharp, so compact as well. So they're all cut. As I say, I'm going to leave these top bits to tie it off at the top when I get it inside. So I've got some work to do to the shelter as well to get it to fit. So plan of action is I'm going to bring a bit off. I'm going to wrap from the bottom down so it acts like tiles on a roof. So I'll tie that off, tie off that. Now, this noise is probably not going to be great for the view on here, but we'll see. So it's moving because, you know what, I'm going to make quickly just a couple of pegs just to hold at the bottoms, to hold the bottom in place. So I think I'm going to put that, all that, and put the other one the other way. So that one like that. And hopefully that will just stop it moving left and right a little bit when I'm pulling on it. Right, let's try that from there. So round and then tight. Kind of overlapping it like tiles. Oh, this noise is horrible. Right, so that's going to stick to itself. Like so. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this top section here so it's disconnected from the tree. Drop that down. Ooh. Like so. Now I want this to, I want to be able to wrap it this way now. So what I'm going to do, move this branch up and try and tie it off. Maybe on the side, maybe. So what I could do is use this branch to my advantage. Undo my strings. Just a piece of paracord I keep in my pocket at all times. And then I could always do it like that. And it doesn't really matter if I start at the bottom or the top on this one, because it's going to be wrapped straight down, so it'll shed water either way really. But I'm just going to make some bit better pegs to hold the sides down. I've got some decent willow here, not willow, hazel, sorry. So I'm just doing this. I quite like this little knife, Bristol 70. It's not a bad little 3-inch knife. As I said, I did do a slight review on it on the last video, but now I'm using it a bit more. It holds the edge really well, and it is very good. Now I have got a different axe with me, which I won't use. It's the cold steel hatchet, not hatchet, something hawk, not trail hawk, just one of the small ones. I made PVC sheath for it because it comes with no sheath. I've had this absolutely ages, but I'm going to use it to knock these pegs in a little bit deeper this time. Not sure if you can see me all the way over here, so I might have to test and adjust camera in a second. Oh yeah, just about see me. I might point you in that direction. So, same again. I'm just going to quickly put a point on this, just by using the chest lever grip, and then I'll try and get one in, like so, to give it a bit of a cross. It doesn't move as much. Right, let's get this done because it's a longer video. So what I'm going to quickly do is just nibble off that. Right, let's try this and see how it works. So it should stick to itself. So I'm just overlapping the pieces like halfway every time, so they kind of seal over each other. But between the up and down and left to right, this should be decently waterproof, I think, and because it's got two layers and there's air trapped in between, it might hold some residual heat back towards you. Don't know, I'm just guessing, but so that, it looks like it's done. So I'll pop that over there. I am going to take the old one back with me. So that there is a waterproof 4 foot by just over 6 foot sheet. Obviously the rain is going to come down this way, and where I've overlapped that, I think it should be quite waterproof. Might come apart where I've stuck it together, like it's friction together, but we'll have to see. Right, now I've got that done, I want to strip off because I'm hot. I need to do a bit of deconstruction. So to get this in the shelter, I need to deconstruct this wall here. So that Y branch, which is a bit of support, deconstruct that wall just by pulling them back slightly and then getting that slid in and tied up. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll bring you back once I try to get it in. Okay, so I've took the Y branch out, which is holding it up, so I've got to be quick and get this in. So I have just done a little bit of a dry fit. It did seem to fit, so I want to put it that way so the uprights support that stick. the main stick. So it does fit in, and then I need to get it right to the back, and right to the back this side. Right, I think what I'm going to do is, because of the angle of the ground, I think it would actually sit there that way. Right, so my head's going to be up this end, so I've got some green string cut here, so I'm going to tie it to the main ridge pole here. So I think do a Canadian jam knot again, so it jams up on itself and holds in place. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a lash. It's a bit awkward because everything's in the way, but I'll do a bit of a lash round so it's nice and secure. This green string, even though it's really thin, it is really strong, like stupidly strong. That's why the army use it for pretty much everything. So that's just held by two pieces. I can always do another wrap afterwards if I need to. I want to get it secured in place. So let's tie that off. There's one, and then this one I'm going to have to bring it out a touch at the bottom. So I'll drop that down on the inside of there, get rid of that little branch, and then same again. It's going to do a Canadian jam knot with a tail, so I can tie it off once it's jammed up. So pull that up, jam it on itself, should hold a little bit, and then just through there, 1, 2, 3 wraps, and then tie off with a overhand knot with 2 wraps, and then to kind of constrict it down, and then same again. Right, and let's get my Y branch back in to support the middle bit here, because it is a bit spinning up a bit now, so it's a bit right, that's supporting that now. Oh, there we go. Let's get that in there. Right, nice. So I could actually put a Y stick in there, push that back to create a bit more of a space. So I'm going to get that pushed back, I think with a Y stick, and that is pretty much it. Now that's on the inside, it's waterproof for that 6 feet. So if it does come through the sides a touch, it's not a massive issue. At least I've got that 6 feet. This is going to be in my head end, so I'll make sure I'm a little bit further down. But yeah, that's quite cool. I like that. Could have made it a touch bigger, obviously, to fill that gap, but it is what it is. Okay, so I've just put that bit back on. It's mainly just to block the wind out, really, but I might have a dig around the woodland and see if I can find some more just to extend that a little bit, just to kind of block out the wind a little bit more. But once I come to use it, which will probably be in a couple of weeks' time, I'll add some more mud and stuff and bits and bobs to there. So this leaf litter as well down here, and there's a lot of dead bracken down there which I could bring up, add some more to it so it does waterproof it a bit more, and maybe stack up the side as well. So, but I'm pretty happy with my little project, so I'm gonna crack on and do a bit of knife practice, I think. Okay, so I'm cooking beans and mini sausages. I know it's pathetic, but it is what it is. I've also got some bread to do some toast as well. So nice and simple today. I'm not messing around, getting this fire going. So I've got a mini feather stick of fat wood. Got a load of fat wood in the bottom of there. So I'm just going to light that up, stick it in the middle of the fat wood, and just get my kindling sticks, which is just dead, dry, whatever's hanging around. Now, this is my new hanging pot test, which is the wire pot hanger I made, and I'm hoping it works because I've got my beans and mini sausages in there. I've also got it on a pot hanger with a Y stick and a big rock at the end of it. So hopefully that will catch now, because all this wood is very, very dry, and that obviously that fat wood will burn for a long while, so that'll get the heat going. As you can see, the heat is nicely going now. Now I do have a slight problem because I forgot my leather gloves, so I'm gonna have to just play it by ear and see what happens. So now that the flame starts to come through the small stuff, I'm just going to put some of the bigger stuff on top here just to start catching. So good things about these fire pits is if the flame is skew with or the wind is blowing a certain direction, you can just move the firebox, which is a good idea. I'm going to just grab, I've got some work gloves, just some mechanics. Don't know how they're going to last against heat. What I might have to do is just take it off, give it a stir, take it off, give it a stir, take it off, give it a stir. So I'm just going to put some of this wood on here, which was been drying under my tarp for a good while. So this is the Winterwell mini folding fire pit. It's a good bit of kit, stainless steel, quite heavy gauge steel, so it is quite heavy, but it does work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this warm up. I've got the lid for it here as well, so I'm going to pop the lid on, and then in my bag I have got the grill plate I use for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it, once it's warmed my beans and sausages up, I'm going to let it drop down to coals, and hopefully there'll be enough coals to get some toast on the go. So I'm just going to pull that up now, and then it should all catch, and then I'll have some nice beans on toast. So what I do is to stir it is every so often I'm just going to lift it off like so, carefully, that is. Take the lid off, give it a stir. It's starting to warm up now, I can feel it. I'm just going to leave the lid off, I think, and just hang it back on the pot hanger. So yeah, I'm just going to sit, chill out, cook my beans up, and I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, so beans and sausages are down there, keep him warm. So it's time for some toast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this over the fire. This is why I've got a big one of these, so I can toast my bread while holding the grill. And then what I can do is just pop it on there, which is why I've got a nice metal table. Turn it over. Really could do with just the heat, so I'm going to hold it up a touch. I don't want to blacken my bread. I have forgot the butter, so that's a bit disappointing. But it's just toasting nicely. So I'm going to toast this up, and then I'm going to eat it, and then probably call it a day soon. Just going for a walk. Okay, so my food is done and eaten. My coffee's just cooling down just next to me. Just had a little wander off and found a nice beech tree and had a little snack of beech leaves, the really young ones when they're hairy still. Tastes exactly like apple peel, really nice. So I'm gonna hack up, I think, and start heading back. The fire pit, my Winnow mini folding fire pit, has got some ash in it. I'm gonna tip it over in a minute to get rid of the ash. Coffee's there cooling down, and I'm sat just currently watching the sunset. So I hope this two-part video has been kind of interesting. Once I've actually, when I stay in that, I'll find out the natural shelter, and if it rains, that if the plastic wrap's going to last, it might have to come out and be redesigned one or two times maybe. But I wish I'd put more wraps around it, to be honest, because there's loads on that. But I didn't want to waste it in case I've got to make it again. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. Please go to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I do post more shorts and stuff on TikTok, and little tips and tricks for camping and kit and stuff. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon.